So, what do I like about this cover? What do you want? I'm shooting a video here, bud. I don't need your help, okay? I have a degree in this, okay? Yeah, like I have a degree. Like I graduated college in 7 years due to a deployment and got a degree in mass comm. As in mass communication. You ding dong. As in mass communications. So, I kind of know what I'm doing here. He disagrees.
Hi, I'm Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, coming to you live from the North Pole.
Morning, everybody. Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. So a year or 2 years ago, you remember I bought a motorcycle cover. Here we are 2 years later. You can see the cover is still holding up. And actually, it's held up pretty darn good in reality. I mean, there are a couple places where right there's a hole, but what happened there was my motorcycle tipped over on its side in the wind with the cover on it, so pretty sure that's how that hole got left. Kind of similar deal here where some of the engine basically rubbed off on it, but you see it's pretty good. Also, I haven't noticed it fade too bad, but then again, though, it's kind of hard to tell because the whole thing's pretty much set out in sun the whole time. Once again, this is a Dowco Guardian. Actually, you can see how it's kind of worn right there. That used to be red like that is, but now it's light like that. But I live in an area that gets a lot of sun. It's very intense where I live. Of course, we're up over 3,000 feet as well. But let's pull off and take a look at it. Okay, now we got it off the bike. I brought it inside because honestly it's too flippin' windy outside to kind of do much anything. So, but as you can see, the seams are pretty much in good shape. Like I said, you got them small holes. I got some of them just from, like I said, the motorcycle tipping over. I think had that bike never tipped over, we would have never had an issue with it. But you can see these seams are still holding up really good. You notice there's a little bit of fraying on the bottom, but nothing too bad. My strap's frayed just a little bit too, but some of that just from catching on the rough surfaces underneath the bike, I think. And I live in an area that's known for higher winds, so that's to be expected. Let's find the buckle on the other side here. You can see the buckle on the other side. It's still hanging on really good. I will say this, I think the stitching on these is very good. Like I said, it was pretty good quality motorcycle cover. I was very happy with it. I never used the alarm piece because there's an insert here where you can, where's it at? Basically, you can put a little, in a pouch, you can put an alarm in a pouch. I've never had to use that where I live, so never did test that. But even you'll see these holes, I've never used them, but they're frayed a little bit, but I don't think they're too bad. What do you think there, Ash? Think it's all right? You think it's all right? Photobombing just like your late brother did. All right, hey, come on. I'm shooting a video, buddy. So anyways, one of the biggest things I do like, and I'll probably discuss this a little bit, one of the biggest things I do like about this is how it hooks, that it's a strap that's sewn on with good double stitching and a clamp. None of this bungee strap stuff, because I don't think bungees work very well at all. And most of the time you got to replace them with your own anyway. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's held up really good. It's held up really, really, really good. Ain't that right, Ash? Okay, so what about the carrying case? Well, the carrying case has held up pretty good. I'll be honest with you though, I haven't used it a lot. Because for the most part, I do have a smaller, lighter one that I take with me on trips, so it doesn't really go anywhere with me. But I will say this, it's held up fairly good. I mean, it hasn't had a lot of sun time, but it's a pretty good little design. Everything's kind of held up on it, so it's more than met my needs. Now, I think if you're someone who's using it all the time, you'd probably be a little more chewed up. But honestly, from my opinion, looking at that cover, as good as the stitching is on the cover, and it looks, well, look, the stitchings look like single stitching here. For the most part, though, I would think it should hold up. All right, so a few downfalls of a cover. You can see them nice little rub spots from the dust. It's never been that bad before. I'm guessing it's because it's been just stupid windy the last, I don't know, ever here. Same deal over here. You kind of see that. Hopefully that'll buff out with a good wash and a wax. So that's a hazard of putting your motorcycle under a cover. Now, if your motorcycle's so important that you can't handle any scratches on, I would recommend never putting a cover on it, because it's always you're gonna have those things happen. So mine, it's not the end of the world if I get a scratch on it, because I bought it used and I had some scratches on it when I got it, but that's just something to keep in mind. But it's one of the hazards. That's one of the things you got to deal with. Another question that's going to come up is, why don't I put it in the garage? Well, let me show you the garage. Now, at one time I did put it there, but then this car's got to come out to make it all work, right? So that's kind of a pain. Also, it's a Goldwing, so it's long. If this was a Sportster, I could fit on the side of the garage. Guess what? The Goldwing is too damn wide. Plus, you got to be able to get people around this car, because this is a functioning garage. As you can see, this is my wife's car. She's at work. She carpooled today, but this is a functioning garage, and I wanted to keep it that way, as in it's used to put my wife's car in. As you can see, we have a one-stall garage. And as you can see behind me, that's it. That's what I have. Now, obviously during the wintertime, this is kind of functions as my garage, as my indoor closed trailer. And I've also put that in that shed back there before. Problem with that is, well, it can get a little muddy out there in the grass. And no, I'm not gonna put tons of gravel on just to get to the storage shed. So I have a solution here behind me. It works. It's not ideal, it's not perfect, but it works for me. Obviously, try to remodel something nowadays. I mean, we're paying 14 grand for a tub, so the whole just add on your garage is kind of out. The whole build a building's kind of out. I know one of you meatheads gonna be like, well, if I was you, I'd tell my wife that the garage is mine and not hers. You know what? Good luck with that, champ. Good luck with that. I'm sure that's going to end well for you. Let's put it this way. I kind of look at marriage as hey, you know what? There's some things you just don't do. Like, don't be a jerk. Don't be an ass. That's pretty simple. So, in my mind, yeah, making my wife not be able to use the garage, I feel like that's just being a dick. Okay? Like, it's just some. Plus, here's the thing. Garage, guess what? I'm protected from hail. I'm protected from snow. I'm protected for everything else. Kind of a point of pride for me that I have a garage that's still usable by a car. So, but anyways, that's part of the reason why I don't put it in the garage. It is what it is. Okay, everybody. So I went through what I liked about it. I also put down what I don't like about it. So here's what I like about it. First of all, it's a very durable cover, as you've seen. Like, it held up to 2 years of South Dakota wind and sun. And like I said, the winds get through here. The sun's really brutal here because we're well over 3,000 feet. And it's held up to hail before. Granted, I've never put through any like crazy, like I'm sure if it was golf ball size hail, it'd shred it. But you know, we get a lot of the little like, get down. We get a lot of that little, it's hail, but it's sleet kind of a deal. And we'll get it just for a ton of time where it will like, it'll be hard on like paint on buildings and stuff. But it's held up to that. I would say, you know, they do fade a little bit, but it, like I said, didn't seem to affect the cover at all. It also survived that tip over. I mean, you saw a few of the little holes that come from it, but it was very minimal. Like, and overall, the cover is still held up. It does hold on to the bike well. It's really good in the wind, and that single strap that they have on there, I think, works really well. I like the fact that it's a buckle and you have the ability to tighten it. And definitely a lot more durable than a bungee. These covers I've had that have had bungees, the bungees generally fail pretty quickly. And for the most part, I just have a regular old bungee strap from running that takes its place. I do also like the fact that it goes over an entire bike to include the exhaust. And the early 1800s are perfect for it. So I'm talking that 01 to, I don't know how it would go over the brand new Goldwing, but basically 01 to 17, it seems to be absolutely perfect for it. Now, the one I have is 3XL. Obviously, you're going to need to figure out what size you want depending on what you have. All right, so what I don't like about it. In a way, I don't like that it's a big, bulky cover. I mean, it's not good for traveling. It's hard to really pack up. It does take up quite a bit of space. I'd say once it's all folded up, I'd say it probably takes up, I'd say maybe it's half the size of maybe half of a helmet, maybe a little less, but still it takes up a decent amount of room. When you can get some of them lighter covers a lot smaller. And like I said, I do travel with a lot lighter of a cover. But the thing about it is, with it being that big and bulky, it's part of the reason why it's such a good cover, why it holds up to the weather so well, is because it is big and bulky. It does seep some water, especially after long rain, after big storms. And it can lead, you might also get some condensation on it. So if you get a really wet few days and then you take it out, you'll pull it off the bike and you're going to get a lot of condensation. It doesn't drip on it too bad, but you'll get it on like the surfaces that touch, like the windshield, where it touches on the saddlebags or on the panniers, stuff like that. But unfortunately, that's just kind of the way of the beast. Really, in the end, it's not going to replace the garage. It really won't. You know, it does pretty close, but I'd say about the only motorcycle cover that might kind of replace the garage is maybe if you get one of them full zip ones that actually fully zips over the top of it, has its own base. But in the end, this cover is not that one. I mean, there's a reason why that motorcycle sits inside my enclosed trailer all winter. Is because, hey, shh, hey, be quiet. What he heard was be louder. Hey, Ash, stop. Calm down. Come on. Calm down. Just chill out for a second. He's about a year old, so he's still got a lot of kitten in him. But anyways, it's not going to replace the garage. It won't. It just will not replace it. So if you're looking at it as a full replacement of the garage, this ain't the one. It's going to do a pretty darn good job, though. It's going to be, I'd say it's about an 85-90% solution, which, when you think of the alternative, sitting out there in elements, you know what? 85-90% solution, I will take that. I did write down here the way it fades, although, I mean, I haven't really noticed it too bad. I'm sure it's quite faded if I put it next to a new one, but I don't have a new one to really compare it with. I'd say probably compared to my little cover. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's compare the fade right now. It's actually kind of hard to tell, but I do think there's a decent amount of fade there. Like I said, it ain't nothing, I don't know, not too bad, I don't think. By the way, here's the approximate size of that cover. It does go a little bit smaller than this, but for the most part, that's the box it comes in. It's a little bit smaller than that, but like I said, it's probably about half a helmet. Yeah. All right, so overall, like I said before, it's not going to replace the garage. No cover will, honestly, except for them like full zip ones, like I said. But like I said, it is a very good solution. Like I said before, it's an 85-90% solution. I would consider this an all-year cover if I live in an area where it did not snow. Like if I was a little further south where we didn't have to deal with snow a ton. Like if I live down there in like the south where they'll still get some snow, but nothing like crazy like we get here. I would probably consider this as an all-year solution, easily. But it has made it through some snow before. I'll just pop a video up here. This is what I took of last week. This was it going through the snow before. Obviously, I wouldn't put it outside. If we're getting like 8 to 10 inches or something crazy, I'll put the bike away. But light snows, it does just fine with light snows. I definitely think it's a good bang for your buck. It's about $150. It's $149.99 over at Revzilla. I'm going to include a link. And once again, it's called the Dowco Guardian. I have the 3XL because that's the size that they suggested for the Goldwing, and that works perfectly. So you have the 1 to 17, 01 to 17 Goldwing. Go with the 3XL. I will say this. I think it's one of the best covers I've ever had. I did have a cover on my V-Star 2 many years ago. Very similar kind of design, like good all-weather cover, and it's about as good as that. Like, I've been very, very satisfied with this cover. I mean, it took me a little bit to kind of figure out this cover. Wing Stuff had this one, and everybody said it was really good, but it was the same thin, flimsy one that I have. So, and actually, I'll include a link to that one, too. Not to run it down, I do use that cover as a dry cover for inside the trailer when it's wintertime, or that's the one I do take with me. It's more of a out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And the reason I have that one is because it was one that actually come with the bike. So, like I said, I've said that. Excuse me. I said it's a good cover. I'd say this: to get a good cover, you got to pay a decent amount of money. Like, you gotta, like, you're talking $150 if you want a really good cover. Like, it better be over $100. You can get okay covers for less than $100, but in my mind, they are not good enough. They are better for garage and dust. In my mind, they're overpriced garage covers. That one from Wing Stuff I was talking about, I think that one's like $80. So for an extra 70 or damn near double, you get a far superior cover. I think it's definitely worth your while. They're just not good enough. Then, like I said before, if you live like me, you need easy access to the bike, and you don't have a garage space, it works really good. It works really good for my setup, and like I said before, I definitely would buy this again. I definitely would buy it again. Absolutely. Absolutely buy it again. Once again, I bought it in April 2021. I've had it for 2 full seasons, and it's held up very well. Once again, it's over at Revzilla.com. I'll include a link. It's not an affiliate link, so I'm not going to get any money off it. So you don't have to worry about giving me any money. That's fine. You're just going to give it to Revzilla. It's called the Dowco Guardian. I'm going to give you the link to the 3XL. Once again, if you don't have a full dresser like I do, bear that in mind before you buy the thing, okay? I'm also bought the black one. And like I said, it's worked phenomenally for me. So, but anyways, I think this is going to wrap up this video. Special thank you to, oh hell, I can't remember who it was on YouTube. I'll probably post it here, or maybe I'll forget. But thank you for YouTube for reminding me, hey, you need to do a review on that cover. So we did. We've completed that. So once again, I am Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Please like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, hit the don't like button. New videos come out every Thursday at 7 o'clock Mountain Time here in North America. And otherwise, you can hit the bell notification icon as well. If you want to see more kind of, a day-to-day of what I do, although I'm not very good at posting on it, you can check us out on Instagram at sodak.motorcycle.blog. You also can search us on Facebook. But anyways, I'm Clutch. You have a good day. Ash, do you have any special words to say to the audience out there? No? Play with your toy? Okay. Carry on.